Yo, guys, welcome back to another episode of my Canadian dividend investing portfolio series here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, what I do is basically I buy dividend stocks in Canada, primarily on the Canadian stock markets, being the Toronto Stock Exchange, and I track all of my performance. I've been doing it for about 2 years now. You can see here, these are like the dividend payments I've been receiving every month. All of the totals going up and up and up. It keeps getting bigger. That's awesome because I'm constantly like depositing more money and investing more and reinvesting all of these dividends as I go. So this channel is all about you getting to kind of watch and see what it's like to be me, an amateur investor, mostly in the dividend side of things, and seeing how it's going. So it's going okay, I suppose. My account is just barely in the green, up at 0.23%. So after 2 years, that's pretty dismal. But like a lot of stocks are down lately, and I'm going to show you why it's is what it is. I've lost some money on some positions, and I've made some money on others. I have received about $6,000 in dividends. That's the total of all of these numbers down here since I started. And basically, we're looking at a stock value of around $80,000, something like that. And I'm also going to show you in this video what I spent my money on today because I bought some new stocks so I can get more stocks in my portfolio and generate more dividends and hopefully get some capital appreciation as well as we go. But basically, we're sitting here at the moment with an annual passive income of about $3,954 per year. I'm going to show you at the end of this video how much this goes up after I spend about $370 on stocks. Okay, so just to start out here, we can look at the sectors that I'm invested in. I'm most heavily invested in real estate, I guess, closely followed by industrials and utilities. I was actually planning to sell out of some of my real estate positions, but I kind of waited a little bit too long, and you're going to see here that a lot of them just dropped off in the last little while. And here we can get a look at the individual holdings in the pie chart view. It's a little bit hard to see maybe, depending on your monitor, but basically I try to keep everything less than like 5% or something. Waste Connections creeping up about 6% of my portfolio, but that's okay. They're actually a pretty strong company and I'm cool with that. So yeah, let's jump into the portfolio view and you can get another idea of what's going on. This is where we can see each of the individual positions in my portfolio. And this spreadsheet, by the way, is a spreadsheet that I made. And if you're interested in tracking your investing with it, it works for dividend stocks. It works for basically just any stocks. For sure, all stocks in Canada and a lot of American markets as well. There's a link in the description below where you can get it. And there's like a few hundred people using it. And it's working pretty well. So in here, it also shows us per position a lot of information, a little bit more than what the broker would show you. But here I will sort it. I'll just double check to make sure that this is sorted to the top. I think a few things there just changed. But basically here we can see like ATD, EIF, these stocks are doing pretty well. We're up 40% on some of them. The value is, they're making up about 4% of my portfolio, 2%, stuff like that. But there's a lot of different positions in here, about 30 or something like that. That when you come down here, we can see that there's some big losses. In particular, this is the biggest loss in money that I have is on Allied Properties. This is a real estate company. So if I hadn't bought Allied Properties at my average price, I wouldn't be down this amount of money. But then also, if another way, if I hadn't bought all these ones, it wouldn't be up. And like these guys also pay dividends and stuff like that, so it's okay. All in all, my account is in the green, just barely, but you can see that that's because some stocks are up, some stocks are down, plus all of the dividends that I've actually received, which is over in this column. So you can see here I've got around $6,000 or something in there as well. So anyways, when I was looking at what stocks to buy today, some that came up for me in my research was TELUS. They're below my average price, a little bit in the red. I also was looking at TD. I'm kind of shooting to buy TD when it's under $80. I'm cool with that. They had me up at almost like 110 or something like that at their peak. And I'm trying to buy more of those guys. And I also picked up some Northland Power. These guys pay monthly. It's pretty nice dividend. The dividend yield is just 4%, but paying out monthly. And their stock price right now is quite low. If we actually jump into the Sparkline tab, we can take a look at these one at a time. So here's TELUS. Let's maybe sort it to be the last 5 years or something. This is all adjustable. They have dropped down from their all-time high here, and they're bouncing up and down a lot in this range, and they're like down near the bottom edge, so I thought this is a good time to be coming in here, as well as TD. Also down from their all-time high here and bouncing around and definitely at the lower end. And when we take a look at Northland Power as well, we're going to see something similar. They're down here. Again, coming down from crazy highs, and they're quite low. So a lot of stocks have been going downhill. This is nothing new. We can actually see it in the extra Sparklines tab as well, where we can check out all of my portfolio at once and quickly scan and get a pretty good idea of the trends of what's going up and down. That's a pretty big drop right there. So again, another real estate company reaching like definitely some pretty low numbers. This is actually one that I wanted to sell off. I was in the green with him, and I was thinking, okay, I'll go up a few more percent before I sell, but that was somewhere around here, and unfortunately we're down here now. So just gonna have to hang on and collect the dividend until they might come back or not. So anyways, yeah, there's a lot of different things in here, and I basically track all of my deposits. I track all of the dividends that I get, and it all gets factored in to the summary in the portfolio tab based on the inputs here. So let's jump into Wealthsimple Trade and take a look at my activity tab. And so we can see here that I did pick up 2 shares of TD at $78, a couple shares here, 5 of TELUS, and a few shares here of NPI. So what I want to do is I want to grab that, and I want to bring that into my tax-free savings account. And that's going to be in the transactions tab. And this is, like I said, a master list of all of the transactions I've ever done. And let's just scroll all the way down to the very bottom. We got about 700 lines in here over the last 2 years, so I've been a bit busy. And just to save you having to watch me type it in, I'll just paste it in quickly. And once that's in the portfolio tab, the average price and stuff like that will have changed slightly. But most importantly, in the summary tab, we can see here that my annual dividend income is sitting around $3,971, and before it was sitting at $3,954 before I bought the stocks. So my passive income per year from these dividends will go up by about $17 per year. So that's awesome. We're encroaching $4,000 here very soon, which is a really nice milestone to cross, and I'm pretty pumped about that. And yeah, this number is just growing all the time, and hopefully in the coming years this turmoil in the stock markets will eventually recover and continue that nice upward trend. Who knows, it's not guaranteed, but it's quite likely that I'll continue to receive my dividends going forward, and if not anything, that this number will grow as I buy more shares, and also as these companies naturally increase their payments per share per year, as most of them do over time as well. So anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully in the next video it won't be so long, but I've been quite busy with life. So we'll see when the next video can get out. But until then, guys, thanks for watching, and do check out the spreadsheet. Links are in the description below.